Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. We'll go ahead and get started with today's guest. Our first question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, thank you for inviting me to your podcast. I am Judy Nichols, CEO and one of 3 founding partners of Breakpoint Technology. Breakpoint Technology is a Microsoft Gold partner, and we focus on helping our customers with business process and data management solutions. From collaboration to data and AI, we can build custom solutions, integrate different applications, or implement platforms such as Office 365 to help the business work more efficiently. In my role as CEO, I manage the business functions, promote and market the company, grow and develop the team, and help set the vision for our strategic initiatives.
Wow, you keep busy then. You cover a lot of ground. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
Definitely the fact that everything you do is better with the team's collective strengths. Each person has something great to contribute that adds to the whole. You can create at such a higher level as part of a team than you ever could on your own. For example, I can put out a concept that I want us to offer to our customers, and my business partner, Greg, can be counted on to first give it the reality check test. And believe me, that is always needed with some of my ideas. After that, he will sometimes bounce back with a complete technology approach and a plan towards implementation. And we call that in our company the Greg Easy button. Sometimes Jessica then will take my wordsmithing and overall concept and put it into a design that we can use for marketing pushes and keep it consistent within our branding. Ed will often come back with bringing in the right research and analytics to focus our approach towards our customer segment. John can then come in and help refine the processes. Anna, Evan, Mike, Troy, Josh, or Jana might be instrumental in building it out. Everybody plays a role in the success.
That is a great example of how you draw on each person's strengths. And I like how you named everybody by name and included them. So that's a great example. Thanks for sharing that. Question number 3, I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell us your thoughts.
Well, I've heard this from other people also, but what I've found is that making things personalized is really important. And typically the key to engagement is knowing your individual team members and understanding their personal motivators. One size does not fit all, and people really appreciate it when you demonstrate that you truly do have an interest in their ideas, respect their opinions, and that you expect a collaborative process. Initially, this can mean calling them out specifically in meetings when you know the topic is something in which they have expressed an interest or an opinion. You might have to help them understand that it is okay to have an opposing viewpoint. And having good facilitation skills can come in very handy in this area. Giving them the opportunity to share their knowledge or be recognized for contributions is also a really good starting point.
Those are some great ideas, and I especially liked when you talked about even calling on people in a meeting if you know that they've got something to offer. Some people are just a little bit more shy for whatever reason, but creating that environment where they feel like they can share safely. What a great example of how to include people in a team meeting and get everybody's involvement. That's a great example. Question number 4, what other piece of advice would you offer to leaders of teams?
For teamwork to be successful, traditional autocratic management styles just don't work. Every person needs to feel that they can make suggestions, ask questions, and offer respectful opinions or challenges to the status quo, even to leadership. And this can be quite a culture shock if you're used to having authority just because of your title. But growth, creativity, innovation, leadership, and real collaboration flourish under this approach. Less experienced members of the team aren't afraid to ask questions, which helps them to avoid mistakes and to speed up the learning process. Mistakes are recognized as part of the growth process to move forward rather than as something to belittle someone. Confidence starts to build and people begin to bring in ideas from all levels because they're excited about what is happening and they know that perfection is not required. This approach then also lends itself to supporting each other and learning from each other. And I'll give you an example. In our company, where we focus on software development, we have a code review process. Each time someone develops a section of code, it's reviewed by another person in the company. Traditionally, a strict hierarchy might have been used to say that only someone with a higher functional title than yourself could review your code and give feedback. Instead, any member on the team can review code. Our most senior architect, again, one of my business partners, can and often does have his code reviewed by one of our least experienced developers. He values her opinion and feedback just as highly as he does from one of our more senior members on the team. She feels very comfortable calling out areas that she thinks might need more changes. And for complicated code reviews, they might walk through it together and discuss it as the fully equal colleagues they are for that process. Each one is learning from the other, prioritizing the needs of our customer and the quality of our delivery over egos and hierarchy. So we use this often when we are thinking about new approaches and technology solutions for our customers. Technology changes so fast that there's no way any one person could keep up with all of it. It's just not possible. So each person is learning and reading and has the opportunity to bring ideas back to the rest of the team. We try very hard to encourage our team members to bring up ideas that they think would benefit one of our customers. If we only wanted to listen to senior team members, we'd lose out on this larger share of intellect and insight. But this doesn't mean that you lose your responsibility as a manager. It just changes you in many ways to being more of a facilitator of working adults who encourages collaboration and focuses on helping each person to bring out their best contributions, rather than being a hardcore babysitter who must make sure everyone is using each minute appropriately that they're paid to work. And I'd much rather manage the business than babysit adults. When each person is being treated as an adult, it changes the way you interact with other members on the team. Your expectations of yourself and others is different when you own your own responsibilities and results, and you feel like you're being respected.
Those are some great examples and great comments. Thank you very much for sharing those. Question number 5, what other successful leaders of teams, such as yourself, would you like to recognize that have had a positive influence in your life?
I've been really lucky to work with so many great people and be on teams with them and the different companies and different organizations that I've worked with. I'm going to just throw out a couple quick names: Brittany Whitmire, Colleen Sheely, Kim Victory, Keturah Jenkins, and Stephanie Hogan Long.
Thank you for recognizing them. It's always nice, in my view, to be able to recognize those people that have helped us in the past. So thank you for recognizing them. Question number 6, tell us about your first job.
So when I was 16, I started working for Oak River Corral, which was a Western clothing and tack store. I learned how to fit boots, how to steam hats, and manage inventory. And when the manager was on vacation, I covered for her at the main office, which was a construction business. And I handled the bookkeeping and ordered concrete for their jobs. It was an all-around learning experience, let me tell you.
It sure sounds like it. You were doing a lot at a young age, carrying a lot of heavy responsibility. So that's great. Judy, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today. How can people find you?
They can find us at breakpoint.technology. And I'm also available on LinkedIn. It's an easy place to find me. Judy Nichols.
Great, thank you. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, you can find us on LinkedIn by searching Blue Sky Business Consulting. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day.